Top 10 Most Beautiful Arcades. Why did we stop going to amusement parks for fun? You're right, a global pandemic. Still, some of the best times of our lives are rooted in the spots where we broke arcade machine records. Here's a list of the 10 most beautiful arcades in the world. Number 10. The Galloping Ghost, Brookfield, Illinois. The classic video game arcade is tucked in the heart of Chicago. The arcade is the pinnacle of flapping pinballs and 8-bit wonders. The Galloping Ghost arcade offers visitors the chance to enjoy all their 690-plus games for free. You only pay $20 at the gate, and you are good to go till the doors close. There is no need for quarters, as all games are free. The arcade is one of the most beautifully decorated and closely knitted that it becomes a good spot for connecting. There was an era where many lovers shared their first time meeting as having their backs touching at Galloping Ghost while playing games. The game selections here include classics from the 90s and 80s. The games include Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, and Q*bert. The arcade also has a broad list of newer games. The arcade holds many tournaments and is one of the most record-setting arcades in the US. The Galloping Ghost is one of the few arcades that open until 2 a.m. This closing time for every day of the week is perfect for adults who want to have fun without the children running around, disrupting their game time. Whenever you are in Chicago, walk into the Galloping Ghost in Brookfield for your ultimate fun time. Number 9. Heart of Gaming, London, England. The Heart of Gaming is one of the few remaining video arcades in London. The arcade recently opened a new venue in North End, Croydon. The Heart of Gaming uses the same method for payment as the Galloping Ghost. There is a flat entry rate, £10, and then all the games are set for free. You will not need to have coins to play a particular game. The arcade was founded by Mark Starkey and Simeon Lansiquot as a way to save arcade machines that were going to be destroyed by former London arcades. The Heart of the Gaming arcade has been closed down, robbed, and even moved around about 3 different suburbs, but it still stands strong. The arcade has since 2014 been the set for Jinx TV's Video Game Nation. Number 8. Museum of Soviet Arcade Machines, St. Petersburg, Russia. Alexander Stakhanov, Alexander Vugman, and Maxim Pinigin founded the museum in 2007 after graduating from Moscow Polytechnic University. The museum started with 37 arcade machines and opened only on Wednesday. Now the museum has over 80 active arcade machines in each branch. The Museum of Soviet Arcade Machines is a private historical interactive museum. The museum keeps a collection of arcade machines that were produced in the old USSR from the mid-1970s. When you pay your entry fee, you receive a complimentary excursion to the museum. You also receive 15 Kopek coins at the entrance to start your exploration. There are annual temporary exhibitions in the arcade in both Moscow and Petersburg. If you have heard of the Museum for Computer Games, it is another exhibition of the founders of Soviet arcade machines. That exhibition has been running since 2014, with over 30 original games spanning 8 generations. The arcade has won 3 awards for Best Specialized Museum, Interactive Youth Leisure, and Festival of Museum Multimedia, all in 2017. Number 7. Movieland Arcade, Vancouver, Canada. The Movieland Arcade has been in existence for about 5 decades now. Its aesthetic looks like it fit in the 20th century perfectly, and now it oozes retro vibes and pleasure. It is located in Vancouver in suburban Granville. The city itself has all the neon lights, movie theaters, and restaurants looking like they are on a set of movies set in the previous century. The correct date for the arcade opening is 1968. Movieland is the only arcade on the list that has a section for men where pornography is shown on projected screens. The showing is called Peep Show. All the other Peep Show machines in the world now show video games. It may be the last arcade with pornography showing slot machines. The other games all cost $0.25, which makes this beautiful arcade affordable for all. The uniqueness of this arcade makes it a wonderful Vancouver experience. Number 6. Pinstrikes, Macon, Georgia. The Pinstrikes Arcade is a premier entertainment venue in Georgia. The venue has 28 bowling lanes, a 2-story laser tag arena, rock climbing wall, bumper cars, 64 video games, and a bar and restaurant. The arcade is a complete fun zone. There are snooker boards in the billiard rooms, TV rooms with bartenders, and more. The reviews are great on the place, and there is so much to do when you enter the building. You should be prepared to wait in line for a while because there is usually a crowd waiting to spend some time doing all there is to do in Macon. The venue also hosts parties, and so you can get yourself a good deal for that. Many spend their camping retreats inside the building. Just saying. Number 5. American Classic Arcade Museum, Laconia, New Hampshire. The American Classic Arcade Museum has the vision to restore hundreds of games lost from the Golden Age. The amusement arcade wants to relive childhood games, and to relive them in the most appropriate form, in arcades. The goal is to have your friend behind you looking over his shoulders to watch you win as he also plays a different game. That is something that has been missing in the current generation and what needs reinvention. That is why the classic arcade has older folks than children. These games ruled the world as much as your Twitch games are today. There are over 250 games at your disposal when you enter the ACAM. The museum also has a history of video games and arcades for educational purposes. The place is also open all year round and every day of the week. Until you check them out in Laconia, you can listen to May, Temple, and Drury on their podcast, The Ted Dabney Experience, about the Golden Age video games brought to you by the American Classic Arcade Museum. Number 4. Museum of Pinball, Banning, California. The Museum of Pinball is a non-profit organization and museum. The museum is dedicated to the preservation and advocacy of pinball machines and other arcade games. The organization has said that they are not saving pinball, only savoring it. They also want to give younger people the chance to be under neon lights with mechanical sounds from their pinball in the air. It is the biggest pinball museum in the world, with over 1,100 vintage and modern games on display in an 18-acre venue. The museum also holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the most people playing pinball simultaneously. The museum has, since the record, been incorporated into Modernism Week, an educational program in Palm Springs as Retro Pinball Mania. The museum charges $150 per adult and $85 per child for unlimited access to all the games. The museum is open for 12 hours a day, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and includes a history excursion in Southern California's largest arcade. Next time you are in Banning, the best place to find all the pinballs is the museum named after the game. Number 3. Taito Hey, Akihabara, Tokyo. The world loves anime, and so it is not surprising that Japan has made everything about the genre. The arcades in Tokyo and all parts of Japan have now been made their games anime and manga only. There is a tough time finding anything from back in the day. The game freaks who want to enjoy all those amazing games from back in the days will have to go to Akihabara and visit the Taito Hey Den. On the main streets, the flashy signs lead you into a cigarette-filled blue-lit arena. There are crane games on the first floor and all the 90s real games on the second floor. Games like Capcom Dungeons, Arika's Tetris, Grandmasters, and Dungeon Brawler are on this floor. The experience is the best, and you should visit this beautiful city arcade from the past. Number 2. Brocade, Brooklyn, New York. The New York Classic Games Arcade makes it on the list. This is the only arcade that is open from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. The arcade has 9 locations, but the Brooklyn main arcade is where all the fun is. There are over 200 games and spots for parties. The venue houses a green restaurant to help the Green Initiative. Brocade also has live bands when its electric rock playlist isn't playing. If this doesn't already sound like fun, then I don't know what does. Hit the Brocade today, buy yourself the tokens for 25 cents each, and play with it in any of their arcades. They also have merch and shopping vouchers and gift cards for your friends. Number 1. Sega Republic, Dubai, UAE. The Sega Republic offers sports-based games, rides, arcades, and video games, and is an indoor theme park. Everything in Dubai is big, and so this Dubai Mall amusement arcade is no surprise. The Sega Republic is 5 themed zones and has 15 rides and attractions aside from 250 games. The venue has no age restrictions and closes after midnight so that guests can have enough rest for the next day. The best reviews have come from online booking, which guests have described as easy. The price for unlimited rides starts at 140 AED, That is about $38. What do you miss the most about arcades? Have you visited any of the classic arcades mentioned here, and did they satisfy your nostalgia? Please, let us know your experience in the comments below. See you next time. Bye.